like you guys today. Yeah, and that's what makes me happy.
I got carried away completely. I'm
Like our food, our habit, everything we do is very similar.
It's even if you have money, it's not as easy. Christine, thank you firstly for inviting us, and thank you for giving us your precious time. As I know you're very busy, especially with the recent launch in Abu Dhabi and everything.
busy lady.
Exactly. So thank you for doing this. Let's start with the first question. Shoba has built a huge reputation in the market. What do you think truly sets them apart?
So first of all, obviously, Shoba has been in the region in the past 50 years. And today, if you look at Shoba, we're not only just a developer, we have full chain of supplies. For example, we have our factories, we are a developer as well as we are contractor. And on the handover time, we have our own team to manage the properties for our clients as well. So we do have a professional term to say that, which is integration backward company, which is the only developer who are having this quality in the entire region.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's exactly why Shoba is able to achieve what it's able to achieve.
Exactly. And on the top of that, we also be known as the top-notch quality in Dubai. So, when you're talking to people and people say, oh, there's standard is as Dubai standard. And there's also another standard as Shoba standard. Yeah. So we have been already built that reputation in the market. So that's really sets us in this market and as one of the top developers in the past 10 years.
I'm a witness of that because I remember when we were being shown around with
Experience
Christine,
studio,
the studio.
yeah.
I was really surprised and impressed
Absolutely.
with
Yeah.
the quality of things, how they've thought through everything and
All-
details. And I love details. Like I pay attention to a lot of details. So when I see someone that structures things or builds things in a way where it's paid attention to a lot of even small details, it makes it even more impressive to me, makes
Yeah,
me even
of
like
course.
it more.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm a witness to that, guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And your experience center is one of the I think the only ones which take you through the whole process.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most of the developers, most of the people out there, they're selling what they're selling, but they're not exactly selling the experience part as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It makes the
relevant.
person know
Exactly,
like
what
what
they're
they're
diving into.
actually getting
Yeah.
and get a sense and make it more tangible than just imaginative, right?
Exactly. That's exactly the reason why we make the experience studio rather than, make it a beautiful looking fancy showroom.
Yeah.
Because we do want to make sure our client understands is, why is it worth to investing with Shoba
Yeah.
and where exactly you spend your money at. Yeah, that's what we're trying to show our client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And Christina, when it comes to you and your journey, because I've this is like we've had a couple of conversation by now
Yeah.
in terms of your energy, and I'm always like, why is this woman so happy? So tell me,
How?
like,
How did
how? Yeah, exactly how. So tell me a little bit about your journey. Like, what has led you to Shoba? What has made you stay here?
So, yeah, that's actually quite
How did
funny.
you start? Like in the real estate?
In real estate, yeah. So actually, that's quite funny. I have been always been quite bubbling that personality, right? And I like to dealing with people,
Yeah.
and especially when I'm doing something that I'm truly passionate on it, and I felt like, okay, that make me so excited,
Yeah.
and that make me like full of energy.
Yeah.
So with the experiences in real estate in Dubai, I've been living in Dubai for 7 years and 5 years experiences in real estate. So joining Shoba, I have to always call myself that I'm a developer girl,
Yeah.
right? So I've been always with developers.
Yeah.
So the reason I joined Shoba is because they have so many different type of products.
Yeah.
So for example, you're talking about apartments, you're talking about villas, townhouses, you're talking about ultra luxury buildings and mansions. They cover it all. So of course, for me, for the client, is many options for them to choose. Yeah, so that's how I choose Shoba, and of course, because of the reputation in the market and because of the brand as well.
That goes unsaid. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So would you say they've made it easier for you to want to stick around?
Well, our developers, I would say, at the end of the day, is a very large cooperating group, right? So we do working under a corporation system. Sometimes I would say the cooperating environment isn't the easiest, okay?
Great, of course.
However, as a sales in here, selling is my main role, and as well as I'm in this environment, what my focus are is actually dealing with people like you guys today, and that's what makes me happy actually. Everything else I can just put it apart.
I can tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we dive into the questions, we need to do the introductions as
Yes,
well.
we
Yeah.
We have a new guest.
We do.
We're getting
I
too
got
excited.
carried away.
Yeah.
Completely. I'm like,
No worries, no worries. So,
Yeah.
you guys
Christine,
can say it. You guys can tell how
Yeah, exactly.
energetic I am.
Yeah,
Because I've been
Yeah.
waiting for this
catching her
conversation.
energy, infectious energy.
Yeah.
So why don't you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi guys. For whoever you might watching now, my name is Christine, and I've been working with Shoba in the past 2.5 years. And this journey is great, and I'm selling at what I'm truly believe in. And I see in the past 2 years, I have been witnessing so many happy buyers, happy clients, and what truly makes me happy about what I'm doing is when I see my client previously bought from me until at the end of the journey, they're receiving their apartment and they're sending me cute photos and they're telling me how happy they are. And that's what really make me happy.
Makes it look
Yeah.
fulfilled, right?
It
Yeah.
makes you, like, I mean, most of the senior people in the market, they understand this as well. You're actually part of somebody else's life. You're playing a huge part in it, by
Yeah.
telling them exactly where to invest, what to do, how to, focus on their, the kind of lifestyle that they want to, achieve, and the kind of living that they want to, like sort of have in the next, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years or something.
Exactly.
You're playing a very, very integral role in
Important
there.
role, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just a just a transaction in that moment.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a complete future.
Yeah.
So working with the right people, working with the right developers is exactly why
Absolutely.
it matters. So,
Yeah.
Your
brilliant.
time to introduce yourself.
Oh, my time.
Now he got carried away.
Again, I'm Usman. I'm the group head at Lavinia Properties, and I've been like doing this for like almost 8 months now with Lavinia. Before that, it has been a long journey of doing digital entrepreneurship and marketing and everything. Why not? So yeah, that's thanks for.
And hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. It's Donya. I'm the hypnotherapist and the business mindset coach here at Lavinia Properties, and can't wait to get to diving into.
Can't wait
Let's
to get
just
to the
go.
more
Let's
questions.
go. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Brilliant. So with whatever is happening in the market right now, there's a
Yeah.
global sort of impact of what is happening. What do you think is the main focus of the investors right now?
The main focus on investor right now from my perspective, I would say is the security and reassurance. The client will be, naturally ask you, oh, you know what, guys, is it a good time to invest? Is my money is safe in here?
Good.
So that's their main concern.
Good.
And where should I invest? Yeah, so I would say overall the market is still quite active.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can see a lot of transactions still happening here every single day. So the security.
Yeah, those who those who've been in the market and those who understand it, this is the buyer's market right now.
Yeah.
This is exactly where you I won't say exactly like take advantage of something, but a certain leverage can be
Yeah, absolutely.
entertained by the investors right now. And those who are doing it right,
Yeah.
they're they're exactly in it for sort of
Yeah.
a long run. And,
Exactly.
they're eyeing the right developers, they're eyeing the right deals, they're eyeing like, okay, if I step into the market right now with this much capital, what will happen in 6 months or what will happen in 8 months, and how much I can make out of it.
Yeah.
And this is the right time for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I would just want to add on one thing as well, like as of Shoba, we have never been giving any discount or any kind of waivers whatsoever because the brand is selling itself. But recently, what you said there, is a great time for some investors step into the market, like obviously what's going on right now and after Ramadan as well. And Shoba actually introduced 4% DLT waiver, for example. That's something that haven't ever happened before.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's that's naturally attractive a lot of buyers
Yeah.
at this stage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
which actually makes me to ask, can you tell me a little bit more about like a recent project, Shoba? A recent project from Shoba, and what would you say what is the kind of demand you guys are seeing for that so far?
Oh, talking about recent project.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually make me so excited. So as you already know, or probably you don't know yet, but we're actually launching in Abu Dhabi our first master community. You know how much is how big is that?
No idea.
38 million square foot. And just like if you don't have an idea about how massive 38 million square foot means, bear in mind Dubai downtown, okay, entire downtown only 21 million square foot.
Really?
So this
Really? It's
is
a huge community.
a city within a city.
Really?
Yeah. And
Which part of Abu Dhabi is this? Can you explain?
minutes
a bit?
away from Yas Island. Yeah, so this literally one of the last plots that is available to build a community.
Yeah.
And of course, not any developer can come in the market and take the plot. And of course, from our renowned name and brand, and we have the privilege that we took the plots. Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys just launched it yesterday?
No, we're still waiting for the launch actual happening. But what we're doing now is we are under a process of soft launch, pre-launch. Okay. So obviously we've been working on this project in the past 3 to 4 months, and we have been already collected many EOIs. And in fact, right now, yesterday we sit down as a team and just calculating how many unions we're having and how many EOIs we're having.
Course,
yeah. And you know what happened is we find out that our EOI, the amount of EOI has been overloaded right now. So now 1 bedroom already completely sold out. Yeah, even though we still haven't released our unit yet.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yes.
That's the power of the brand.
Yeah. So
That's the
the
power of the
demand
developer.
is extremely high.
That says it all.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what are the most common concerns that investors have when they're coming to you? And we would also like to know, like, of course, since you're a senior agent in the market, how do you sort of deal with them? How do you address them?
So the most common question from the client, doesn't matter what situation we are, even back in last year, 2 years ago, client would always ask you, is it a good time to get into the market?
What was the timing?
Yeah, it's the timing. Yeah, of course, very important. Our second question is it a good price? Am I buying high? These two are most common. So how do I address them? So first of all, of course, there's no such a thing called right time to step into the market, right? Really depends on situation. So everybody have a different situation, right? So I would say, say to my client, first of all, I want you to feeling comfortable of what you're buying, what you're purchasing. At the end of the day, we're not buying, shopping around a vegetable and fruit market. We're talking about a couple of millions. That's like, our hard-earned money. So check with them their cash flow and go through all the payment plan with them, how much they need to pay every single year, and what about handover? Do you want financing that, or you want to pay everything in advance, or your plan is reselling the house? So then after we go through all the details, and then they'll be like, okay, I come with a conclusion. Yeah, in my situation, this is something that what I can do. This is something that what I cannot do. So you just need to give them the best service and best advice as much as you can. Yeah, it's not just about sales. It's about trust and human connections. Yeah.
But when trust is there, sales just happens naturally, automatic. Of
course. Exactly.
It's always a lack of trust thing, lack of information.
Yeah.
And I think mostly lack of information and knowledge and
of course.
trust.
Yeah,
These are the
exactly.
two things.
Yeah,
Also-
That
exactly.
makes someone.
Yeah, I mean, whenever investors come to you, of course, my perspective, of course, is always that even the market can be high, the market can be low, the market can be just stationary for a middle period of time or something. But when does real estate not make sense, actually? Because it always does, right? You're parking your capital in a space which definitely has the biggest sort of like expectation of like gain, as opposed to if you're starting companies, or as if you're doing something else.
Exactly.
There's so much risk in all of those
Yeah.
things, even in your equity funds or something like that.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a lot of risk there.
Yeah.
But when it comes to real estate, there isn't as much risk as
Yeah.
you perceive initially as an investor.
Yeah.
This is why, and especially like in Dubai, it's a very different deal.
Yeah.
This is why people like invest in real estate anyway, because
Yeah.
it's the safest bet for your money.
It's less
Exactly.
Yeah, and then brands like like this that we're sitting at, and the markets like Dubai, of course it makes more sense. Because,
Yeah, of course.
It's always
Yeah.
multiplying. It's always going forward. It's almost like what you call it, exponential growth at times. People who
Yeah.
have bought like 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. They're the benefits that they have right now, and the gains that
Exactly.
they have achieved, is
Exactly.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it makes more sense, and the market is still there.
And
Yeah.
we're talking investors. What would you say is the most amount of investment is coming from this top geographically right now?
Right now. So right now, I would say since late last year, we have a lot of Turkish buyers. Of course, British and the US, Canada, and of course GCC countries, the Gulf countries. Yeah, yeah, people still buying. Yeah, and of course China.
China, of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, top 10 buyers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buyers, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Would you say there's a specific reason why Turkish people?
So first of all, Turkey and the distance between Turkey and UAE is so near, right?
Yeah.
And from culture and background wise, they're kind of similar, right? And even from little things in life, like our food, our habit, everything we do is very similar. But of course, most importantly is when they come over here, I would say there not as much restriction as if when you investing in the UK, the US, or some other countries.
Yeah.
And of course, they can see what's happening now in the UAE. The market has been booming in the past so many years. And yeah, so that's why, a lot of people are coming here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just to add to this as well, it's not just Turkey. It's like, as
It's
I said,
actually,
UK,
yeah.
US,
Yeah.
Everywhere, yeah.
East, West, and everything.
Yeah.
There's one absolute geographical advantage.
Yeah.
Dubai is in the center of the world.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you
Yeah.
want to go left, right, wherever, it's like a 5, 7
Exactly.
hour, 10 hour, like sort of a flight, and you're there. Then it's also like, this is the best thing about Dubai, that they have positioned themselves so strategically and so beautifully that, again, no matter how many cities around the world can try and achieve something that Dubai has, they won't be able to.
Exactly.
There's absolutely no the length of time if you want to do something. It's like quickly they're tailor made for you,
Yeah.
tailor made for investments and
Yes.
everything. And the advantage that people get out of it, in terms of the quality of life, in terms of the quality of the constructions, in terms of the
yeah,
whole thing,
exactly.
it's unimaginable.
Yeah.
Buying a property in UK or buying a property anywhere else in the world has a lot of compliance.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
To
Such
go through.
hassle.
Exactly.
Even if you have money, it's not as easy as
Yeah.
it is to do it here.
Yes.
So again, that's one of the advantages of why global investors look towards Dubai.
Exactly. And of course, it's tax haven.
Yeah.
There's no
Exactly.
tax. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People park their money here anyway. Most of the time, it makes absolutely sense for them to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you were mentioning Abu Dhabi, right? Which again makes absolute sense strategically, as I know the industry as well. But for a lot of people who they might only think Dubai is the place to invest in UAE or something.
Yeah.
What would you tell them about Abu Dhabi?
So basically, Abu Dhabi as the capital city, sometimes for us living in Dubai, it's a city that usually we've forgotten, we forget about Abu Dhabi. However, for foreign investors globally, Abu Dhabi actually is such great market for them. First of all, Abu Dhabi was only opened up to foreign investors from 2019, whereas you can see the market is still quite new, and it is an emerging market right now. From oil rich, we all know where's the money in the UAE is in Abu Dhabi. However, for them, they are trying to transforming this ecosystem into a more diversified one. For example, you're talking
Makes more
about
sense to do that. Absolutely.
the AI center, all the tourist attractions, and of course, for us and for many investors that already seen in the past few years, the capital appreciation and the ROI, how much they have been made from this market. So yeah, it is with a market with huge potential.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brilliant.
Super excited to see
Yeah.
how it's gonna unfold.
Brilliant.
When it comes to people who are listening at home, watching this, and let's say they're on the fence when it comes to buying and investing right now, what advice would you give them? What would you tell them?
Brilliant.
I would say, first of all, okay, again, I want to make sure that all the investors, not only just my investor, everybody have to be in a comfort position, be able to make a decision, right? So I would say, first of all, you have to learn some more insight and the numbers, from the market that you're looking at. And of course, in here, the biggest benefit is the numbers and all the transactions are so transparent. We got DLD, land department,
Absolutely. Everything is
platform.
in front of you.
Yeah, you can check everything yourself, and then when it come to us, obviously we according client situation, again about the cash flow and what's their plan, and then we introduce them the right product accordingly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But however, if you're not ready, then it's fine, take your time. Yeah, one day.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point, there's no over convincing somebody.
Yes.
If you have the capital, perfect. Let's go for
Exactly.
it. If you don't, trust me,
Yeah.
better not do it right now.
Yeah,
do it in 6
exactly.
months. Do it in
Yeah.
8 months or
Yes.
something. You'd be more comfortable with that,
Yeah.
investment, and that'll be the right time for you to do it. Actually.
Yeah,
I think if you have
exactly.
to push someone to want to convince them to do
absolutely.
something, it always ends up not being
Not
the best
happening anyway.
decision
Exactly.
anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're better off just
Exactly.
giving them the info and informing them, being there for them, giving them as much information as possible for them to feel comfortable to want to take such decisions.
Exactly.
As long as they're ready for it as well.
Exactly. And something about real estate as well. We're actually talking about minimum 5 years or 1 decade or 2 decades. That's where you can actually see the real growth.
Yeah.
However, sometimes client will say, "Oh, Christine, you know what? I want to buy something can bring me 30% capital appreciation within 1 year."
Yeah.
And I'll be like very honest with them. I was like, you know what? Like, there's no such a deal in this world.
Yeah.
You have to be realistic in any kind of market.
Yes.
Yeah, even though the market is really hot.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It needs to make sense, right? The numbers
Exactly.
need to add up for sure.
Yeah.
Well, this has been
It's
great.
been great.
Yeah, my
Thank you
pleasure,
for-
guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us, and
Thank you for-
thanks for everybody who joined
Yeah.
us today.
Thank you for-
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
And we'll see you guys.
See you in the next one.
See you. Bye-bye.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome. Awesome.
Awesome.